Welcome, gamers, to this week's episode of Last Call Gaming. We're on episode number 81. My name is Craig Prowse, and that man is Mandrew Montemayor. And Andrew, 81, how you feeling, champ? How you feeling, slugger?
I'm feeling pretty golden.
Ooh, golden indeed. So, the drink of choice this week, so if you're watching, listening at home, grab a beer, drink with us, is the Ride On IPA, sitting at 6.4% by the Golden Road Brewing Company. Now, Shane gave us a submission for the Oberon Ale. It's out of Michigan. We looked for it. We can't find it. If you can ship it to us, that'd be awesome, because if you can find it, send it our way. Because, again, if you're going to submit a beer, it's got to be something that we can find in the 928 area. And some of these beers, are just local. But
I tried.
I was going to say, you saw this. This caught your eye. Why don't you tell me a little story about it?
Yeah, because normally with the Golden Road, that they make the mango cart. I think we did the pineapple palisades on here before.
That sounds right. Yeah,
that's what it was, because I couldn't find the melon cart that someone else had recommended. So they also said the pineapple one. I didn't care too much for the pineapple. But Casey Court, this one goes out to you. This is actually a good IPA. Casey,
if you're gonna drink IPA, do it right, sir. Do it right. Don't force yourselves on these Scottish IPAs. If you're gonna do it, get one that's tasteful, because this one is extremely tasty. Like, normally they have a hard bite when it hits in the back of that throat, but I mean, hell, I'll probably have 4 on the show.
I feel like this one's almost kind of got like a tropical flavor, kind of like Kona does.
Well, I always love it when they have a can like this. Anything that's like vibrant, or you know what I mean, that like pops, it kind of reminds you of like a fucking juicy fruit or something like that. I'm in.
And it's not that cheap can with that weird texture that I peel off halfway through.
Those are always on like Arizona local like companies that have like that weird fucking peel off.
I ever since I like got sick, I haven't had like Red Bulls or anything like that, because I kind of was drinking those for like a little bit. Mm-hmm. But there's all natural energy drink over at the Nutrition Rush place, and they all have those fucking labels, but they're like vegan, gluten-free, 0 sugar, what the fuck ever. They're pretty good, but they all have that shitty fucking label on
material. So that is the drink of the week, guys. Feel free to drink along with us, or submit a drink for us to have on the next episode, and we will get it. So before we move on, guys, make sure that if you're watching this on YouTube to like, subscribe, leave a comment. It goes a long way. If you're listening to the audio versions of the podcast, do us a favor and leave us a nice review. That definitely helps and goes a long way. And just check us out on all the other social medias. It'll pop up as you see it. All your Facebooks, your Instagrams, all that stuff. And show us a little love.
They say that if you do subscribe to this channel, it increases your life expectancy by at least 10%.
Oh, and that can only mean good things. So normally we would jump straight in to story 1, move into story 2, but we're going to switch it up a little bit. I like to move what are you up to the beginning of the show, because I'm dying to know what my boy has been doing. I don't see you for a week. You're getting over your sickness. So Andrew, what have you been up to? And tell the fans a little something about your life.
Well, actually, finally, before I'm going to bed, I'm starting to watch more things lately. I don't know why. For the longest time, I was just gaming and going straight to bed. So,
and nothing wrong with that either.
I think it's because you were giving me so much shit about being so behind on everything.
Hey, I'll keep you fed.
I'm up to date on WandaVision. I actually love that show. I would venture to say that it's...
You're one up behind. Oh, because I'll spoil shit for you right now.
The newest episode just dropped at midnight, so now I'm technically one behind. But I would say I like WandaVision more than The Mandalorian.
Excellent show.
Playing Dragon Quest XI still on the side, really enjoying it. Not too far in. I kind of took a break the past few days, and I've only been playing Call of Duty, prepping for Season 2.
Are you over or under 5?
On
hours.
Under.
Okay. I was kind of good, because I was looking at your thing, and I saw what you were cracking. I'm like, I wonder how far into it he actually got. Okay. I want to know what you bit off.
And then I just watched Gemini Man and Venom, both movies that people shit on, that I actually thought were pretty cool. So.
I don't know if Venom gets a harder of a rap than Gemini Man did, because
Venom had it easier than Gemini Man.
Venom I think cracked $1 billion, didn't it?
I have no clue. I liked it. I thought Venom was a cool movie. I thought Gemini Man was a cool movie. Nothing like special, but I definitely was just like in bed. I didn't have to be on my phone. I don't have to like pay attention to every little thing going on. I know what's happening. It's just like another like action like popcorn flick, which I appreciate those.
How'd you like that Cletus Cassidy?
I don't know, because
too old.
He
kind with that fake ass wig.
Yeah, I think his hair is what bugged me the most. But I do actually have the first appearance of Cletus Cassidy on a comic. So if it'll spike my value, then I love it. If he ruins it, then he sucks.
Nice, man. Good stuff. Let's see what I got written down for my week.
But what are you up to?
Let's see. I've been reading a little bit more too. So I've been reading the Summoner trilogy, and I think the last time I mentioned I was on book 2. Finished book 2. I'm on book 3, which is Battle Mage. Dude, this book is just getting sweeter and
I forgot
sweeter.
to bring that Resident Evil book over.
I know, I need it. So if you guys are looking for a good book to check out, look up the Summoner trilogy. It's really fun, and it's only about 350 pages, so you can cruise. I'm still watching my MCU cinematic universe run through.
Where you at?
I got up to Guardians of the Galaxy 1. So my next one will be Guardians 2, because that's the next one for the timeline. But I gotta say, dude, and maybe it's the fact I only watched it once. Captain America Winter Soldier is the shit.
I don't like it.
Oh, dude. I'm rewatching this thing and I was like, man, this is so different from the rest of all these other Marvel movies that I literally just binge watch. So I'm like, wow, this is a standalone movie. I mean, not so much a standalone, but like it's its own thing. And it did such a good job in terms of my mind of like making Captain America more badass than he already was. And if if Civil War is as good as I remember it, then Captain America might be in my top trilogies, man.
I love Captain America. See, I watched a majority of these movies and then went back to watch that one. And I don't even think I finished it. I was like, this movie sucks. Like, I didn't care for it. The only 3 I think that I haven't seen is I haven't seen Iron Man 3. I
just watched that, which is better than I remember.
I haven't seen Winter Soldier. I've seen most of it now, and I haven't watched Age of Ultron.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Oh, and I haven't seen the first 2 Thors because I didn't care for Thor.
Oh, so you're all over the dial, my man.
Well, Thor was just different. I didn't really like him until Ragnarok, but I know Ragnarok is a completely different vibe than the first 2 that I don't really want to go back.
Yeah, the Thors are kind of, you could almost kind of skip them, but...
that's what I heard, and that's kind of how I felt.
Yeah, because I never saw The Dark World for a long time, and so I've just watched that because that pops in. It's okay. So... that's where I'm at. Up to date on my WandaVisions. I'm so glad you're on that because I want to talk to you about it once you finish it. But as far as my playing goes, I restarted the Medium. So if you guys want to hear a review on the Medium, you can check out Andrew's review. And I also started playing Mario 3D World and Bowser's Story on Switch. And there'll be a review coming for that sooner than later. But that's what I've been up to, and that's what I've been playing. So,
well, for anyone out there who's actually beaten the Medium or anything like that, if you want to check out my review, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about it.
Yeah, so let's move in now to our first official story. Now, this is...
hype!
And I love when we get to talk about movies and TV. I love when we get to talk about WandaVision and things like that. But the fact that Mortal Kombat is finally coming and we got an epic trailer to it. So this movie is being produced by Warner Brothers and New Line Cinema, and it's set to air in theaters on April 16th, 2021. So before we dive in and dissect the trailer, I just kind of wanted to give a little context. The history of Mortal Kombat, they kind of were right in the middle of when video game movies were kind of bad. They were good, but there were also a lot of shitty ones that predated it, like coming off the Mario movies and the Street Fighter movies, the Double Dragon movies. So they did do 2 attempts at making Mortal Kombat films, and the first one was in 1995, simply Mortal Kombat, and it made 122 million at the box office, which isn't fantastic, but I guess it's not bad. I think the budget was only 20 million.
I think at that time it's probably a lot better, but as far as I can really think up until like Detective Pikachu or Sonic, that's kind of regarded as the best video game movie is Mortal Kombat.
Because me and you, we both like it.
I love the first one. I'll go back and watch it all day.
I was on another podcast that we were talking about the best and worst video game movies of all time. Mortal Kombat was up there for me as one of the best. So, but it is regarded as a cheesy, not great movie. And then if the follow-up was Mortal Kombat Annihilation in 1997, and that went to 51 million. So already from the 122 that the first one did to 51, you already see that huge drop that it had. And it is a little campy when you go back and watch these kind of movies.
That second one is so bad that it's good.
And that's kind of the one where a lot of
that's the problem.
People will go, take it or leave it. Most people have a soft spot in their heart for one, but... So it is kind of cool that they're rebooting this franchise, they're rebooting this movie, because they have done a couple other things. They did like Mortal Kombat Legacy. They did a couple things like shorts that were on like YouTube, I believe. There was in talks to do an actual TV show, but it seems they went in a direction with the movie. So before we get into the trailer and our reaction to it, I want to go over some of the concerns that most people had, including myself. So when you're rebooting a property, you kind of want talent behind it because you want to bring eyes to something, right? If it already had a bad taste in people's mouths from the past, then you kind of want to refresh them and put them in higher spirits that, hey, this movie's not going to be trash. It is going to be good. The issue is the director is a first-time director named Simon McQuaid or McQuad, McQuoid, and he has nothing under his belt. And this is a big potential tentpole project that he gets to direct. And under his IMDb, I think he has one credit as a short video. The other is that the writer, which is Greg Russo, has nothing. He's never written anything. Now, to put an asterisk on it, there's a guy named Oren Uziel who's attached as part of the story development, and he's done 22 Jump Street. And there's another guy named Dave Callahan who's attached on the screenplay, who's done Expendables 2 and Wonder Woman 1984. But Greg Russo is the primary guy who's on both of those credits, and he's the one that's doing both of these. So, and then you look at the cast. The cast, I mean, there's noticeable faces in this project, but nobody that slams, that does a slam dunk. Yeah, nobody that's driving anybody to go there. And I always think that, it's fine if you don't have your Steven Spielberg as a director, and you don't have the Russo brothers as your writers, and you don't have a Matt Damon as your cast, but to not have any of those check marks on something that's a revitalization of a project that you're hoping does well, this sent a lot of people to go, oh my God, what are they going to do next? So before we dive into the trailer, hearing all that, Andrew, were you ever swayed that this was going to be bad based on the fact that director with nothing under his belt, a writer with nothing, a cast that no one really knows? Or was it just, it never really mattered?
I think it was more like the director and the writer. The cast didn't matter for me if they were a star or not, because coming from the first movie, I didn't know anyone from that first movie either. The only other
we were also 8. Well, or 5.
Well, the other people who did grow up, though, like, I don't know what anyone else in that movie's been in, except for Sonya's in fucking Billy Madison. And Robin Show's in Beverly Hills Ninja, which I don't know is before or after, but either way, that wouldn't make me believe he could do a perfect Liu Kang.
Right, yeah, exactly.
So it was more just about the people writing, the people helming this thing, because that's the biggest problem is when you have someone like who doesn't understand the vision of what the game is, because that's when you're lacking the heart. And I could make up for, even if the characters and some of the acting was maybe just a little lackluster, not fully there, not, over the top Oscar worthy, I could forgive that as long as the heart and everything else is kind of there. Just like the first Mortal Kombat movie. I wouldn't say everybody's acting in that movie is like phenomenal or anything like that, but that movie is fucking, the heart of that movie is there. That movie is in essence Mortal Kombat for me. So that's why I love that movie to this day.
So yeah, because I like that you said that too, because yeah, I think if you're trying to lean on what it can get away with, the cast is kind of fair play to be fresh, because you can look at that and go, okay, these are new faces, if it pops, then good on these guys. But if you're, but if the bones, which is the script of this thing, and the helm are people with no real credentials or a resume to back it up, it had a lot of people nervous, and I don't know if the best idea was to give that to two new people, because if it fails, then you can literally point your finger at all of it. You can be like, oh, well, they didn't have a cast, they didn't have a director, they didn't have a writer. But on the flip side, if this thing does good, which, we think it's probably going to do, then you just got a director that popped, you just got a writer that popped, and you got a cast now that can add a nice thing on the resume. So let's move into actually what the trailer was. That trailer was probably the best fucking thing I've seen in at least 2 years.
Best video game movie adaptation trailer ever.
That trailer was fire. Walk me through. What was your highlights? What were your lows?
I think the trailer is too good that the movie's going to be bad. Is what I'm afraid of now. That's how good that trailer was,
dude.
I love what they did with Sub-Zero and Scorpion as far as like their aesthetics, because they're kind of usually a little bit sleeker and just kind of like basic ninja, but over the years they've had so many different costumes.
I like the basic ninja. Yeah, they got rid of the Walmart Halloween outfit and actually gave them some like samurai armor.
It's like it's more kind of based out of Japan in a way, but it opens with Sonya telling a story about how they're tracking Sub-Zero down, and you see Jax try to shoot him at point blank range with a shotgun, and he just freezes every single bullet, doesn't even flinch as it's coming like that close to him. Was absolutely great. I don't know, I think the only downside I have to the trailer, and we'll get more into it, is just the new character Cole Young, when they're like talking about like his birthmark that's shaped like a dragon or whatever. That is where I was kind of like, kind of whatever. But everything else in this trailer was absolutely...
Let me read this real quick. So the tagline for the new Mortal Kombat is, MMA fighter Cole Young seeks out Earth's greatest champions in order to stand against the enemies of Outworld in a high-stakes battle of the universe. So, right away, they're literally introducing their own characters. So this is something that's separate from any type of timeline or canon that we would know from any type of game or past movie, that we are getting this new character. And you're saying you don't care for him, or you think it could work?
I think that it could work, but it kind of makes it a little weird that an underground MMA fighter is going to win the tournament when Liu Kang is literally a Shaolin monk who's been training and is a descendant of someone who won the previous Mortal Kombat tournament. Because the point of Mortal Kombat 1 is that, if I'm thinking correctly, ever since they rebooted everything, even so it's the same originally, is that they have to win, Outworld has to win 10 in a row before they can invade Earth. And so they've already lost 9 in a row. Mm-hmm. So the 10th is going to come down to an unknown MMA fighter versus, at least in the original movie, he chose to like leave the Shaolin life, but he still grew up there. He trained there. He's a descendant of the person who won the last Mortal Kombat for them that saved everybody when they were on the verge of losing. So you're telling me that this guy's got more credentials than him?
And what's his MMA record? Yeah. This guy better be undefeated, because if he's got any fucking ass whooping on his belt, you're telling me he's gonna go against fucking Prince Goro?
He's not even like an MMA fighter. It's an underground MMA. So he's like fighting in like shitty, like who knows, like Mexico or something probably like that. So that's the only problem I have with the movie, but I'll reserve judgment and see, because I mean, Mortal Kombat introduces characters all the time that come and go, whatever, that it may work out and be
like
fine.
Stryker.
Or I wouldn't even mind if he may just be there. It's like, this is his way of introducing you, whatever, but the story's really about this person, and he's going to watch Liu Kang kick whatever's ass or whatever while he's on the sidelines because he knows he can't do it.
I think overall it looks good. The nervousness, of the first time director and writer and cast that is relatively unknown to households, it kind of got pushed aside. I mean, this trailer spoke for itself, and it really it did a great job. So leave your guys' comments down below. Let us know what you thought of the Mortal Kombat trailer.
I was going to say, did you read the article afterwards that IGN had up with the director?
Oh no, there's a trailer or something like that where he talks over and does commentary.
Yeah,
I want to watch that too. Is that what the thing is?
Yeah, it's like the same thing, but pretty much it's him reiterating like, I had to do these characters justice. Like, I'm a big fan of the games. Good. Like, this movie is for the, if you're a gamer, you're gonna know what's wrong. You've been following this series forever. But he said fatalities have been in there from the get-go. That's what Mortal Kombat is. That's what made it famous, is this brutality. So that's never been out of question. So we got to make this story work, and we want to keep the same overall story, but tweak a few things for new people and to keep you on the edge of your seat. And I'm like, okay, cool. I get that. I understand that. And I think that's absolutely perfect. Right. I don't ever want to see a one-to-one adaptation, because otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah. Because I'm okay with the MMA kid being, if he's our main kid into this journey, it needs to shine where it needs to shine. And for what we saw, that fucking trailer knocked it out of the fucking park. So could it be terrible, piece of shit like the other ones? Sure. But I think it's got a lot of good merit writing on that trailer, so I'm looking forward to it.
I think even if it's a bad movie, it won't be boring to watch. And it's also on HBO Max, so I might not even see it in theaters because of COVID, so I might just stay home and watch it.
I got HBO Max, brother. Let's watch it.
We should have a big watch party.
Nice. So let's move into story number 2, and that is that the Xbox new wireless gaming headset just kind of premiered in a trailer last week, and they're showing that there is a release date for it. It's coming out on March 16th, 2021. Pre-order is out now that you can do. It's set at the MSRP of $99.99, so $100 to grab this bad boy. The compatibility that they're showing with it is that it's fully compatible with the Xbox Series X and S, the Xbox One, Windows 10 PCs, and mobile devices with Bluetooth. The battery life on this thing is sitting at a 15-hour run, and some of the highlights that they kind of showcased was the voice isolation and the auto mute, the adjustable mic with the dial-in game chat balance, and Bluetooth calls and music. I liked it this thing's coming out because you've essentially got two different type of gamers here. I normally don't play with a headset. Andrew actually recently just got me into playing more with the headset, and I've actually been playing the media more with the headset.
Changes the way you play,
freaks me the fuck out. Andrew did a review on the Lucid
Lucid 35X, I think, or something
and that's
like that.
the one I'm using now. Deandra got me a Turtle Beach set that I use on the other Xbox, so I haven't paired. So, but again, I don't normally use them. I mainly just play with audio and I listen to a podcast or something, so I'm not really in headset. Andrew plays with the headset more than anybody else I know. So when you're looking at this, Andrew, and you're looking at the specs, does everything that you're seeing, is it more bang for its buck? Is it about average? Is it something that you, as someone that probably has 3 headsets at home, that you're going to go buy on Austin 316 Day?
I think I might actually buy it, except for I did just get a headset.
I know you just got one.
I got the Arctis 9Xs, and I'm actually really loving those. Now, it looks like it's a high-end headset for like $100. It looks like it's got kind of like a lot more than what Turtle Beach offers for that kind of amount of money. And Xbox would know their console best for what kind of sound settings are going to be good for whatever. So I think I'll definitely pick them up. I think they look really nice though too.
Sleek.
Like, yeah, they have a super sleek, good looking design, and it actually looks like it'd be pretty comfortable for the cupping on the ears. So I'd have to actually get it and try it out to see if it like really, really holds up, because sometimes Xbox has problems with stuff like the Arctis 9Xs. When I got them, had an issue with where when I would turn off the headset, my controller would disconnect almost every single time, and the Xbox, if it was turned off, it would turn it back on. But I actually had to update it, and that's what offers a little bit more with like the headset I have now, is I can actually plug it into a PC, and I can go through and change the settings and turn down like the audio and turn up the bass and whatever and stuff. But I mean, for $100, it looks like it supports a lot. I mean, that's kind of the biggest thing too, is you can use this for more than just your Series X. You can use it for your phone, your computer.
Yeah, that was the cool thing.
You know, whatever. So that's actually pretty cool too. So
yeah, you could. I think couldn't you pop it into a Discord chat and then still keep it in the game and run that? I mean, that's really fucking sweet.
Yeah, you can have it do like what high end headsets do. It says you can have it connect to your phone, take a phone call while you're playing the game. It'll let you know whatever, and I think it'll section out the headphones to where one's whatever, but you can still hear whatever.
Is that what the auto mute is? If it picks up a call, it would know to auto mute one to play the phone in the other?
I have no clue what auto mute is supposed to mean.
But it sounds cool, you know, and I want it. There is one thing I just wanted to read real quick on. If you look at the site and look at what it's saying, there's a part that says it's tailored to you, and it says, use the Xbox Accessories app to fine-tune the audio controls, including equalizer settings, bass boost, auto mute sensitivity, and mic monitoring levels. Paired directly to your console with Xbox wireless radio without the need for a dongle, cable, or base station, and connect to your mobile device with Bluetooth to listen to music or chat while on the go. And if this thing does come out at $100, and it is, because clearly this is Microsoft responding to the awesome headset that Sony just put out with the PS5. Like, that headset's, you know, for everything I'm reading, because I don't have one, it seems thuggish. If they're putting out something that for $100, which is very, I would say, affordable,
dude, that
has all these fine-tuned things, and it's first party. That's the thing I got to keep in mind. This is a first-party headset that's coming with all the bells and whistles. If they can nail this thing, man, this probably be the best-selling peripheral, I don't want to say ever, but in a long, long time, because if you look at what the pre-orders are already doing, they're already selling out. Like,
yeah,
everybody doing it. So if this is something you were interested in or were looking at, I would say jump on it now. I haven't tried to pre-order one because I'm really liking the one that I got from you, but for $100 for a pickup, for an extra piece on the go, because you can use it for more than just, you know, Xbox, like most headsets. But if this thing's as good as they're saying it's gonna run, then damn, there's no reason not to get it or at least experiment with it.
Yeah, I might just pick it up, and it might actually be my office
headset. Let's split it, and we'll just keep it at my house. It'll be like it's both of ours.
Because I can take lunch at work, so I can just pop on my headset and not have to deal with whatever, and, you know, pop in the corner and play like an hour thanks to that cloud streaming.
Yeah, and it looks good, man. Big, comfy earpiece settings, a full rotational dial to grab, a mic that can move, that's definitely flexible. So, I mean, on paper, man, this thing looks fantastic.
Yeah, the mic like tucks into here. Actually, what I really like about mine is I can just, here's the ear cuff. Like, I just push it in, and it's got a slot right here, and then I can just, like, pull it back out. So it goes.
Oh, that's cool.
And so I really like that, especially, too, if I'm just listening to something. I hate having that, like, in my peripheral vision, like, fuck, I can see this thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's sleek design. It's that black on black. I mean, you can notice the Xbox logo when you look at it. But other than that, it's just that one kind of green circle around it to kind of stand out that it is. It looks fantastic.
If it kills it,
I really want to grab one, man.
If it kills it, as far as like the sound and everything like that, sounds great, does great, whatever. That's a super fucking competitive pricing because my headset was like $170, $200.
Yeah.
The one that he had also was $250. At the time, I got it for $200 as well. So if you can get that for half the fucking price, then damn.
Yeah, and it's solid. So kudos to Xbox, man. This is a solid piece of tech that they're coming out with. I'll leave the day one buys for the reviewers, and then catch me in another month or two after that when they're available.
I'll probably get a day one.
Are you gonna grab one? Okay, because I'm curious. Then I guess I'll see yours, but I want to see what the reviews are, and if they say it's as good as what they're predicting, then I'm all in. So
first test is gonna be, is it waterproof while I play for the bathtub?
right, take a dunk. So that is story 2, guys. So leave us your comments down below and let us know what you think about Xbox's wireless gaming headset for $100 coming on Stone Cold 3/16 day. Hopefully, if you pre-ordered it, you got yours. So let's move into a little ripping it up.
Are we already at Riffs? I mean, this episode's flying by because these IPAs are just so good.
I am chugging this IPA faster than I've chugged, I don't know, a Coors Light, a Michelob, a light beer. Like, this thing is going down fantastically smooth. I think
my second one's better than the first one. But while you're drinking, go ahead.
That's a good one.
I'll go ahead and I'll take the lead on the first riff. So my riff is going to be that on March 1st, appearing on Crackle, which is a free streaming service. I don't know how, I've never used it, so I don't know how you have to sign up for it, or if there's some other sort of catch or something like that. There's actually going to be another documentary. It's called The Nintendo Story, Playing with Power. And, excuse me, that actually looks really good. There's a trailer out now that you can watch it. Definitely check it out. I'm super huge into any sort of video game documentaries. I love watching the history of stuff. And this is Nintendo as a company. Nintendo's featured in a lot of documentaries. It's mostly just their gaming. But this was showing, like, their days going back to, like, playing cards. And it said it's going to get into some of their controversial decisions as far as also when, at the time, they were going to war with Atari was trying to sue them and saying, they were a monopoly, which they kind of were somehow.
Yeah, they were.
But they literally have people on there, like, for all acting reasons, they were a monopoly, like, at that time, for whatever, however they got by with whatever. So it does seem like it's a pretty cool, knowledgeable, like, little review. So I'm actually really excited for that because I love watching anything remotely like that. So
not only are you getting an array of people, like you got your Phil Spencers and stuff like
Will Wheaton in it,
but I think the trailer starts off with Allison Hayslip, and she, if you're a G4 fan, Allison Hayslip goes way back, and I was kind of looking at that going, because G4 is coming back. I wonder if they're trying to put some names back in there and stuff like that, but it looks really
good.
Hire
us, G4.
Yeah, please, G4. So yeah, really good, man. My riff would be in. This is the Nintendo Direct that just came out. Normally, this would have been a main story, but
how many directs are we going to do?
Yeah, Nintendo Direct. So since the first time since September 4th, 2019, this is the first full, proper Nintendo Direct. Usually, they're the minis that keep coming out.
15, 20 minutes.
So 5, 10, 15 minutes. This thing sits around 50 minutes. There's a lot to show. So if you guys want to check it out, the link is in the description. And this thing showed off over 30 plus games. Some people are giving it backlash saying this thing was stupid. It was a waste of time, blah, blah, blah. Me and Andrew don't like to hear people like that. I like events like this because it gives us something to watch and criticize. Whether or not you like everything that was on there, that's up to you. But I just told Andrew, let's pick out 2 things that stood out to us and let's see what anyone else's were. So if you guys watched this and you had something cool that you like, put it in the comments. But what stood out to me was the Square Enix kind of thing that they had. They had the Project Triangle Strategy, which is a working title for a game coming out in 2022 that you can download on your Switch now, which I started playing, and it starts you off on Chapter 6. So it gets into this whole thing of saying, the storyline might not make a lot of sense, and the combat's ramped up, but we want to show you what this game is about. Dude, it's awesome. This thing is like Game of Thrones meets like Final Fantasy Tactics. Like, that's cool. There's people getting beheaded like fucking Ned Stark. There's the main villain
on a Nintendo console.
Dude, the main villain's sister is the prince's fiance, and it's. I
really thought you were going to say the main villain's sister is banging the brother or something like that. I thought that's where you were going.
It gets into this thing where it's tying all these 3 families together, and during this Salt Iron War and things like that, and I'm like, man, this story is intricate. Like, it's like when you download it, you don't even start fighting. It's like a good, I would say, 5-10 minutes of like storyline that they're giving you. Yeah, and I'm like, dude, nice. And then when the fighting starts happening, before you get into battle, your character is able to run around and search for things or look for things or grab clues or persuade people, and then the battle happens. And then, because I've been on a tactile kick lately. So when I started playing this, I was like, dude, this is fantastic. And I'm only on chapter 7, so I don't know how far it goes, but it's definitely more than just a chapter or two.
It's
so
a full game. The last chapter.
Yeah. So I don't know. I really like that. And the other thing, real quick, was the Capcom Arcade Stadium that they showed that has a bunch of games on it. Is a free download on your Switch. So if you have a Switch, download it, because one of the games it had on there, which is one of my favorite Capcom games ever, is Captain Commando. And it's on there with 1943, a bunch of other games. So those are the two things that stood out to me. Andrew, what topped your list?
The Skyward Sword updated version that they're gonna be releasing. I actually didn't get to play Skyward Sword. Skyward Sword.
Forward Sky?
I actually missed Skyward Sword, and I missed Twilight Princess.
Well, because it was on the Twilight Princess I beat, but that was on the tail end of the Wii. They jumped to the Wii U. I don't know anyone that got a Wii U.
Yeah, I didn't either. So I actually would probably jump into that, because that seems like more kind of it seemed like Breath of the Wild was just like, I don't want to say too open. I don't know. It just kind of hasn't really grabbed me. And who knows? Maybe one day I'll get around to playing it and actually trying it, and I'll change my decision. But from what I've seen of it, I'm like, I just feel like it's too big and too empty for what I'm kind of really wanting. That's why even Ocarina of Time, it's a bigger area, but every place you go to actually really matters. It's not just some empty fucking place or whatever. There's people, villages, whatever. It's not just this one-off place in this a giant fucking desert. But the second one I would have would be Mario Golf. They're bringing that back. I don't think we've had a Mario Golf since 2013 was the last time we got one. And I personally love Mario Golf because that game is so much fun. I'm not good at golf or anything in real life by any means, but this just all the wacky crazy shit you can do. It's just a good family fun friend game to play. It's like Mario Party. It's one of those things. Even Mario Baseball, Mario Soccer, all that shit was always just fun, and I don't know how they make it work. Even Mario Tennis. I fucking hate tennis.
Oh, and Slammers or whatever the fuck it was called?
Yeah, no, that's the soccer one. It's Blitzers or something like that. But even Mario Tennis, I'm not a tennis fan at all, but I had that game, and I personally love it. So they seem like they can make every sport fun. So I'm actually looking forward to another Mario Golf, because what's that, Golf with Friends or whatever? I'm kind of
Golf with Friends. Yeah, that was awesome.
Kind of over that. That's kind of a fun mini golfing game. This is a lot. Obviously a bigger golfing game, so yeah. I'm looking forward to playing something like that with my brother, Christina, someone like that. Yeah. Have a few people playing, and
it's really cool what the mechanics are adding. They're running around, racing to a hole before and doing all that things. Yeah, so they know what they're doing, man. So, but check it out, guys, because they do touch on Breath of the Wild 2 news, because a lot of people were expecting that. People were disappointed that they didn't show off Pokemon Snap, but again, this is February. There's a lot more directs that are going to come. They showed off new Smash Brother characters, so there's a lot there. There's a lot to take in, and again, I would say check it out, because even if you don't love everything, it's a lot of good news that you can dissect and pick apart, and good stuff, I think. So let's move into the end of the show.
Dude, everybody was about that Cobra Kai shirt.
Sorry. Oh, yeah.
I cut you off before we got to questions. I was reading that.
So let's move into questions of the week and end it with our question from Auburn Stein. So he asks, and he starts saying, love the Cobra Kai shirt.
It wasn't that cool of a shirt.
It was awesome. I got a lot. So the Cobra Kai shirt, because we were supposed to go to a party afterwards for Dante, and they were supposed to do a Cobra Kai themed birthday. And he told me this a month in advance. So I bought my shirt, ordered it. I was like, cool.
I remember going over there. It was just a nothing.
Nobody has a fucking Cobra Kai. I'm the only dork walking around going, okay, cool. So thank you for the love on the Cobra Kai shirt. But that was the story of why I even had it. So he asks, with the reboots like Cobra Kai and the Mighty Ducks, what's a movie or TV show you'd like to see revisited as a series? For me, I'd love there to be a series that covers the timeline between The Last Airbender and Korra.
I would love that.
Yeah, well, it's one of these things.
We were just talking about that the other day.
Yeah, and I've been saying this for a long, long time. Especially when you start seeing your Anchorman 2s and your Zoolander 2s. These movies of things that happened, these sequels of movies that happened 20 years ago, they don't work. These things bomb in the box office, and I don't know if any of those two properties would work as a TV show, but I think the way to dissect something that's moving from the past forward is to do a TV show. And Cobra Kai is one of the most perfect examples. Nobody thought that was going to be a good idea. And the fact that it is, and what are they going on, season 3 now, that's really, really cool. And have you seen the trailer for the Mighty Ducks, the new one that they're doing?
No.
So there's a new one. There's a TV show called The Mighty Ducks Game Changers, which is about this kid who doesn't make the team, and he goes back and meets Emilio, who's the original coach for the Ducks. And you know what I mean? But the cool thing is, instead of trying to force something into an hour and a half movie of a past thing with new problems. Like a TV show, you get to explore. So the fact that Mighty Ducks is coming and Cobra Kai did really well, I really like that. And if you're asking, which one I want to see, the movie I can think of, and it's kind of a cheat because I'm a huge fan of the Boondock Saints. 1 is fantastic, 2 is okay, but what's the name of the director? Duffy. It's something. Troy Duffy. He was gonna make a show called Boondock Saints Origins, and it was supposed to be not so much a prequel, but like a standalone, like a alternate universe of the Saints, of how they grew up, which would have been really cool. But as far as I can tell, I don't think it's even in development anymore. There's nothing on it. But I more want to see did you watch Boondock Saints 2?
Yeah.
At the end when they go to prison?
I kind of barely remember.
Turn that into the show. Show me the Saints, 2 seasons, whatever, in prison, like handling people or whatever that scenario would be. I really would like to see that. If I'm talking like a TV show cartoon, that would be kind of cool to see, a sequel or a spin-off, whatever. I don't know. Recess would be kind of cool to see him go from like childhood playground stuff to maybe like junior high or high school antics. I don't know. I really want to sit down and like map this out, but off the top of your head, what do you think you could think of?
I think like first, 3 that jumped to mind when I was thinking about it. Now, I would like to see King of the Hill.
Ooh.
Where like Bobby's older, like, he's got like a PlayStation, what the fuck ever, like Hank's still doing whatever. Something like that would be kind of cool, because that show was always, I love King of the Hill. I think it's personally fucking hilarious, but if I had to choose like a movie to turn into a show, and I'm already getting my Resident Evil and hopefully it's good, I would say The Rescuers. I don't think The Rescuers gets enough love, and I love The Rescuers 1 and Down Under.
Nice. Solid choice, my man.
And if I had to go like a third, I'd say some add-on to Spartacus that just focuses more on the gladiator aspect for Everyone Broke Free. Maybe even like his father, when his father ran the Ludus. With all the like backdoor deal, like Spartacus season 1 and season 0 were so good, and it wasn't just about like the people fighting and all that shit going on, but all the like weird like people backstabbing each other and trying to like come one up or whatever. I don't know if his dad personally like did that. It didn't seem like that with the show, but if he did, that would be I would love to see the rise of that Ludus. Like that would be sick as fuck.
House of Batiatus. Good Batiatus.
Especially since fucking what's his face, Fat Fett is on the rise. We can get him and get him back in the chain.
He would be, he would be the guy. So thank you for the question, Robert Stein. And again, if you guys make it this far in the episode, leave your answers down below of what you want to see reprised, remade, resequeled. But guys, that is the end of episode 81. My name is Craig Perales, and that handsome fellow is Mandrew Montemare. And until next time, cheers.
That's a good IPA. Cell there with his fucking triangle blast, so that way they could fucking get away, and it wasn't hurting Cell, but Cell just couldn't move out of that fucking hole that he's in. And I was like, okay, you're strong enough to do something that you're important. Like, it made fucking sense.
And a cool move that no one else has yet, because like when they brought back like Tien and Roshi in like the tournament and made him like shine for a little bit, Tien a little more lackluster than Roshi, but dude, Roshi's, I think he eliminated more than anybody else did. And I'm like, okay, cool. These guys still have a technique that not everyone can do. So let's make them shine. They dwarf. Goku always dwarfs Vegeta because he never really did anything that like Goku couldn't do. Like, I think he was able to fight, what was the other Frieza's name?
Cooler?
Yeah, no, not Cooler, not the brother. The other version that kept stinging people with the poison.
Frost.
Like, he was able to like detect that or some shit, but it's like, what else did he really do? Yeah, he was the best in Z, especially in the Majin saga. That was hands down. That was like back to basics Vegeta.
Yeah,
although I still never get why he grew like a foot. Because I miss the old like when he's standing next to Nappa and he's like 4'2".
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden he's like 5'5".
Yeah.